You know what we haven't done in what seems like forever? Go to a harvest host. So we're going to correct that today. We're going to leave Grand Traverse State Park here in Traverse City and then head north to a winery harvest host. As you can see, I already have the awning put away. The chairs that were over there are now back there. Got to get the bikes put away and we are good to go. What do you think, Penny? You want to go? Want to go to a harvest host? Yeah? Perfect.
I'm excited. Let's go.
We just got to Rudbeckia, don't quote me on the pronunciation, Winery.
Or Burnt Marshmallow Brewing. That's easy.
Burnt Marshmallow Brewing. There you go. If you look these guys up on Harvest Host, it'll say that they're no longer Harvest Host members. So they're no longer accepting new reservations, but they honored the ones that were previously made and we had previously made. This was a decision they made this week to leave the Harvest Host. We're not exactly sure why, but you know what? These things happen. So we're going to go in. We're going to do business with them as we are expected to. We're going to try to get the story. Like what happened? Is it just a conflict or were people abusing? We don't know. So we're going to find out. We're going to taste some wine, maybe some beer, because they have beer, right? Because it's a brewery.
Beer.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's what I thought. And we will we will report back to you.
Yeah, and even if we don't find out, we still get to have the opportunity to stop here and it'll be fun. And the view is beautiful.
That's right.
This is an opportunity to say some things. I know Harvest Host has been trying really hard to have everybody re-agree to all of their rules. So let's talk about the Harvest Host rules real quick. You're part of the Harvest Host program. You are expected to, 1, call ahead and look at the website to see how far ahead that is. Normally it's about a week max, at least the day before. Make sure you show up during business hours unless you've arranged something beforehand. Definitely purchase something from the Harvest Host. That's the whole point of letting them on your property, of them letting you on their property.
Even if it's just a tasting.
Even if it's just a tasting. Respect the fact that this is other people's property and often their homes are right here, so don't run your generators unless you ask, and definitely don't run them not during business hours, so at night. I know that's tough if it's air conditioning and you want to be like cool, but go get a campground, seriously, like their house is right there. Also, don't let your dogs roam around off leash, things like that. Only stay 24 hours and don't ask to stay longer. Those are the main rules of Harvest Host. I think it's a pretty good deal what we get to do and where we get to go, and those are the only rules we have to really follow. So I think it's a good deal. We follow all the rules, but yeah.
So this is a bit of an interesting setup. As Courtney said, their house is right there. The winery is actually down the road just a little bit, so they have you drive down here a bit. So you can either unhitch and drive to the winery, or you can just take your bikes if you have them. So we're actually gonna put our bikes to good use and just bike down there. Some people may not like the fact that you're away from the winery, but honestly, I kind of like it better because it's quieter. You don't have constant traffic from the winery's customers. You're just kind of here in the grass, doing your own thing, looking out over this huge, expansive grass field. We're off.
Their dogs That's very.
Everything here has been really, really cool so far. Didn't get into why they're not hard. We kind of, I looked for the opening. They didn't seem interested. So that's cool. We kept it strictly booze. And we're glad we did because everything, I haven't tasted anything that I've been kind of lukewarm about. So if you're in this area, definitely come here, even though you may not be able to stay here as a Harvest Host member. There's a campground like 10 minutes away. Stay there, come here for a nice little happy hour.
Yeah, it's amazing beer, very different, great wine.
Very, very different,
some amazing cider, and then some really cool snacks, which we may end up getting some, and if we do, we'll show you. including ice cream bars.
Oh man. Oh man.
But then their outdoor space is so cool. There is, I can see cornhole,
Cornhole,
giant
bocce
Jenga,
ball.
bocce ball.
And pigs. They got pigs.
So, very fun.
On the other side of the fence. So.
Very fun.
Yeah. Okay, now we have a salsa flight from mild, actually that one's mild, all the way to
Unbelievable spicy.
Call your mother and admit that you're gonna die spicy.
Yeah, I think we need to get some water.
Yes.
I'm super excited. I've never had a flight of salsas when I've also had a flight of wine.
That's right. And we may have a couple other drinks. I got the story, but I'll tell you later.
There's a friend who comes over and visits. Hi, buddy. Are you Coco? We heard about Coco. You coming hoping for scraps? I don't have any. But you're a nice guy. Hi. Oh, you're eating some grass?
Hello. So I got the story about why they're no longer a Harvest Host. Basically what I got was 80% of the Harvest Host people are perfect. They're nice to be around, they're just good customers. But then there's 20% who their expectations, I think, are a little bit different. They almost think like the Harvest Host is a hotel and the Harvest Host caters to that's not really what this program's about. You're staying on the Harvest Host property for free in exchange for doing business in some way with you.
It's like they're doing you a favor. It's not the other way around. They're not getting paid because you're staying on their land.
That's for sure. And I think part of it is this particular Harvest Host, you are a little bit away from the winery slash brewery a little bit, so you have to make an effort to go there. So that might have something to do. I don't know. Personally, I like being away from the parking lot, so there's less cars or fewer people talking.
It's gonna be so quiet
it's
here.
Quieter.
It's beautiful.
You have this big field. She asked me how we like where we are, and I said this is fantastic.
Gorgeous.
It's one of our favorite things ever. And she goes, oh. It was almost like it was a sense of relief to her.
Yeah.
Because she's gotten some weird responses from some people.
And she's had people text them at like 2 in the morning or call and ask if they can stay and someone's already staying and they get angry.
It's like, did they actually show up? Can we show up? Can we show up, please?
Or like
Can we do it?
showing up without having a without calling ahead 24 hours in advance, which is the rules of Harvest Host. So it's just people not following the rules and not realizing that they live here. This is their business and this is a favor in a way that they're doing to let other RVers come in and experience this area. So you need to take it as such. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So
I'm actually really, really sad that this is not a Harvest Host because this would be an awesome Harvest Host for you guys to come and visit. But unfortunately, a few people have ruined it.
somebody's upset.
What?
Nothing. Nothing. So if you are a Harvest Host member, it's going to be different at every place. Think of it as an experience. We have personally never had a bad experience. That definitely includes this place here.
You just gotta be open-minded.
Open-minded, that's right. So we're gonna make some dinner, enjoy the rest of the evening with this beautiful view, and I'll show you, well, I'll tell you, I can't show you, I'll tell you how the night went tomorrow morning, how quiet it was. I got a good feeling about this. Well, good morning. Last night was by far the quietest night we've had in months. Not a peep, not a person, not a car, not a truck, not a track. I'm just nothing but the wind. And this morning you could hear the birds waking up. It was a very quiet, peaceful night. But man, it is humid. It stayed pretty warm last night, like lows in the low 70s, which is pretty warm for this part of Michigan. So as you can see, the windows like this were opened all around the Airstream. We had the fantastic fans on all night, so it kept it relatively cool inside, even though the humidity is so bad that it feels just wet and sticky inside, but that's just the nature of being out east. It has nothing to do with this particular harvest host. But it's just one of those things you have to do when you're not plugged in, you're not hooked up. We refuse to use our generator unless it's like life and death absolutely critical. So we spent the night a little humid, but relatively comfortable. Hi girls. How are your nights? Were they good? Told them about the humidity.
Yeah. We took the big comforter off the bed. We just had the sheet on, and that worked fine. So Steve even turned off the fantastic fan sometime in the middle of the night.
No, it went off automatically based on temperature, I think. I didn't touch it.
Actually, it might have been rain.
Could have been.
And guess what? Today is July 19th, my birthday. I'm officially the big 3-8. Officially the big 3-8. And what do we do for my birthday? Well, we're full-time RVers, so that can only mean one thing. We stay at a full hookup campsite.
Happy birthday! You get full hookups!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Especially after the night where we have dry camping, boondocking, no hookups at all. So we'll have the AC tonight. We'll be able to live like normal people for a night before we go back out to only electric and sometimes water. That usually works out okay. But for tonight, it's gonna be full hookups. Oh, the excitement. We're going boating.
We're going boating, so we will maybe take you, as you guys know, we go hang out with friends. Sometimes we take the camera, sometimes we don't. It kind of depends on the friends. Maybe we'll at least get a few clips of the boating.
Even if it's from our cell phones.
Exactly. So. We don't do this very often.
Hi. No, this is new.
Special.
It's coffee outside in the morning. Yeah. In fact, I don't think we've ever.
No, we've done it once or
Come
twice.
to think of it, yeah, I don't think we've ever. I can't remember doing this.
We normally work in the mornings or go to the gym, so we're up, we're just doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice to relax once in a while, especially when you have this kind of scenery.
All right, that is it for this video, this Harvest Host. If you have any interest in joining the Harvest Host program, there will be a link in the description below. We get some money if you use that link, and you get some money off as well, so it's a win-win. And what you get here is very indicative of a lot of the Harvest Hosts, even though this particular one apparently is no longer a Harvest Host. A lot of them are like this, but they're also all different, and it's an experience, and you go in just to have a good time. All right, we are going to full hookups tonight. That'll be fun again, and we will see you in a couple of hours. Well, I guess in the next video. So we'll see you tomorrow, unless we don't upload, and then it'll be the next day. Yeah, so something like that.